Okay, children, now I want to review the different sexual positions. Who can tell me which sexual positions we talked about?
Human sexuality. We've been engaging in it since the dawn of time. Why has something so hardwired into our DNA become the source of moral, ethical, and religious taboo?
Doggy?
That's right, doggy style we went over.
Pile driver?
Pile driver position. Good, Quake.
Cultural anthropologist Ernest Becker speculates that sex became the source of moral taboo and restriction because it taps us into our most basic animal nature. Humans learn to cope with our own mortality by embedding ourselves in cultural symbolism. We feel a strong desire to exist as spiritual beings, and these animalistic behaviors threaten the very structure we use to cope with our own mortality. Even though we're out of the Middle Ages, we're still feeling the ripple effect of thousands of years of repressed sexuality.
In the beginning, we were all fish, okay? Swimming around in the water. And then one day, a couple fish had a retard baby. So retard fish goes on to make more retard babies. And then that had a retard baby, which was a monkey fish frog. So there you go. You're the retarded offspring of 5 monkeys having butt sex with a fish squirrel. Congratulations.
We've had a lot of social progress over the last 50 years. We've evolved past the I Love Lucy, macho man housewife paradigm in the 50s. In the 60s and 70s, men began to embrace long hair, colorful clothes, and a more carefree lifestyle. That and a fuckload of drugs. Women were doing just the opposite. They were magnifying their inner masculine, direction, clarity of purpose, and vision. Now, masculine or feminine does not mean male or female. Either gender can take on both roles. And in recent years, we've become more and more focused on being less rigid in our gendered roles. While our focus on equality has led to a lot of social progress, and no one is arguing that equality is a bad thing, we have reached this sort of 50-50 stage. Listen, equality is great, but our society has started to smooth out our natural masculine and feminine differences, and this has seeped into most people's relationships. Sexual similarity is one of the major causes of unhappiness and intimacy. It has led to social and economic equality, but also in sexual neutrality.
Bank accounts are balancing while passions are fizzling out. The key to sexual attraction is based on sexual polarity. This is the force of passion that flows between masculine and feminine poles. The poles between people create the flow of sexual feeling. If you want passion, you need a ravisher and a ravishee. Otherwise, you have 2 buddies who decided to rub genitals in bed. There's a scale of sexual polarity that everyone will fall into, with most people having either a more masculine or more feminine pole, with a minority of people having a more neutral polarity, or androgynous sexual essence. It is important to realize that masculine or feminine isn't male or female. Either gender can take on both roles, but for simplicity's sake, we are going to focus on sexual polarity between a man and a woman. Real sexual attraction will come when there is a natural arc and flow between the 2 poles. As a generation of men grow weaker and weaker, thus having a kind of neutered expression of their masculine core, women tend to have to express their masculine energy more and more. Ask any women actively dating in the world right now, and often their biggest complaint will be that men these days are soft, pussies, or unable to take lead and take charge. A new term has even been coined for men like this. Knowing where you sit on this scale is important because you will always find yourself the most attracted to your sexual reciprocal. This is why people who are closer to the androgynous part of the scale will be attracted to other people with a more neutral sexuality, while extremely masculine men will often be seen with extremely feminine women. This strong arc between the 2 poles is where the most passion, drama, emotion, love, hate, tears, and joy are going to happen. This is why every love story features 2 people on opposite poles. You rarely see a passionately androgynous love story. The bottom line of today's 50-50 relationship is this: if we cling to a politically correct sameness, even in moments of intimacy, then sexual attraction disappears. The love and friendship may still exist, but sexual polarity fades and true passion is dead. We have erroneously begun to deny, smooth out, and neutralize our masculine and feminine differences. Because of this, people often end up denying their deepest core desires. Women complain about men who are wimps. They have no purpose, no direction, and an inability to have a spine, to go for what they really want in life. Men complain about women who are ball busters.
We need rest. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised.
So how do we inject that love, passion, and sexual polarity back into our relationships? It can only come from creating a focus on emphasizing our masculine and feminine traits instead of repressing them. Be completely unapologetic, following what you feel in the core of your being. Masculine energy tends to be more logical, more in their head. The feminine is more emotional, more in the moment. Because as a man, you tend to become lost in your thoughts, in your goals. One of the main gifts your woman can offer is getting you into your body, into the present moment. The main gift the masculine can give is to offer guidance, out of her moods and into openness. If she feels unfulfilled, you should be able to figure out what is missing. When she is upset, a man will try and logically figure out what the problem is, and then create a logical solution for it. They will then get frustrated when there is no logical reason for her being upset. The feminine is free to flow with the emotions they feel in the moment. You cannot use the same problem-solving logic you use at work in a relationship. Instead of trying to argue with her logically, pick her up, spin her around, dance with her, make her laugh. Change her mood, not her mind. Don't analyze what upset her. Let her feel your love. Almost every time she is upset, it is stemming from her feeling unloved. Learn to enjoy her anger, her tears, her silent hardness, the full expression of her feminine core. Learn how to crack her shell of hardness and get your love inside. There is no difference between entering your woman's feminine heart and entering fully into the world. A woman wants to see that you have direction, that you are on your purpose, because the way you approach the world is the same way you will approach her. If you don't know your purpose, you live a weakened, impotent existence. Everything in your life must align with your core mission, from your diet to your career. If you give everything you've got, you can penetrate the world and your woman from the core of your being, and you will have the capacity to love without limit.